Hey, fellow Thunder fans. As you can see, NBA Western Conference champions, the hat, the finals T-shirt. I waited to see what would happen in the finals before I got my apparel. Obviously, we lost in the Western Conference finals, which was disappointing. So I went ahead and got the appropriate finals apparel for the Thunder this season. This was the day of the draft. I was kind of nervous all day because a lot of people were thinking that my favorite player of all time for this team, James Harden, was going to be traded. The reason why I like James is because he didn't play at one of those high-profile schools like Texas or UCLA, like Westbrook and Hart and Durant. He was kind of a thoroughbred in that way. Kind of did his own way, his own thing, and wasn't too bad at it. Defensive Player of the Year in the Pac-10, as what it was called at that time. Now it's the Pac-12, of course. But a lot of people were thinking that he was going to be traded to Charlotte, and we're going to bring in another guard, and we're going to start over and do it that way. I was really hoping that it wouldn't go that way. And then at 6:30, the draft started. And the first pick was taken, and the second pick was taken, and the third pick was taken. I've been a University of Oklahoma basketball season ticket holder and fan for quite some time, and have grown to love this guy, as I can tell Sam Presti has also. Last year, Perry Jones III was projected to be a first-round pick. A first-round pick like he was this year for the Thunder. Of course, he slumped this year quite a bit. You know, the Thunder won the Western Conference. They were in the Western Conference Finals. They were in the NBA Finals. They had the second best record in the NBA behind the Chicago Bulls. But the point is, they got their man, Perry Jones III, out of Baylor. Sam, as far as Sam's are concerned, I love Sam Bradford. He's the University of Oklahoma quarterback that can do almost anything for you. But you're a quick second there, buddy. And you're kind of like James Harden also in that you're kind of a thoroughbred kind of a guy. Let me tell you about what this Sam Presti added now. Of course, his name's Perry Jones III. He's a 6'11", 235-pound power forward out of Baylor. He spent 2 years with Scott Drew and Baylor in those last 2 years. Last year, he was hurt for quite a bit of the year. Really stepped it up his game about midway through when they played the University of Oklahoma. And since that time last year has really upped his game. They went to the Sweet 16, Elite 8 rounds this year. But as far as points and all that, last year, Perry Jones III averaged 30.7 minutes a ball game. From the two-point line, he was 182 for 364. That averages out for about half, 500 from the two-point line. From behind the arc, from three-point line, he was 10 for 33. That's a 303 tap, .303. And from the free throw mark, he was 79 for 102. That's about 696, which is about 700%. Not too bad. 2 years ago, his freshman year, when everybody thought he was going to come out right after his freshman year, these are his numbers from that year. 33.9, which is 34 minutes a game, just about. From the two-point range, he was 162 for 295, which was 549% completion rating, which was 550, if you rank it out there. From the three-point line, he was 2 for 10 for 200%. From the three-point line, he was 91 for 137. That averaged out to about 6.64%. And that's the points. Rebounds over the last 2 years. Last year, he averaged 7.6 rebounds. 2 years ago, his freshman year, he had 7.2 rebounds. And this is the one stat that I really think that just said, you know what? Stamp it. Sam Presti liked it. Clay Bennett liked it, the owner. Scott Drew, you know he loves it. And that's turnovers a ball game for this guy. Last year, he had 1.7 turnovers a game. 2 years ago, his freshman year on campus, he had 2.3 turnovers a game. So he knocked it down at about a turnover. He knocked it down a little bit. As I said, a lot of the reasons why these shooting percentages from the 2-point line is down about 50%, 0.5%, is because of the injury that he had last year. He wasn't completely healthy. Like I said, it wasn't until the Oklahoma game in Norman that he really started hitting his stride. I really like this pick. It's a big pickup for the Thunder. This is all but going to help the Thunder in the future. Of course, now they can hold on to my boy, the Bearded Hawk, should they want to. And they don't really have to worry about Serge Ibaka, because if he wants to leave and he wants a big-time contract, they can always bring this guy in, who's obviously, as you can see from my lines here, he's not too bad on shooting the basketball. If he can shoot 500% at his worst and being injured, and he has a tap of about .500 shooting range. He's not that bad of a player. I like this pick. If you can only have one pick in the draft, this was the guy that I was hoping they would get. I'm kind of surprised that Perry Jones III dropped as far as he did in the draft. It's gonna be fun to see him in a Thunder uniform. Like I said, it's all but gonna help. I think that he can also push Serge Ibaka, and this is going to add another Big 12 guy. They've already got a couple of them. Of course, the biggest Big 12 guy on there is Kevin Durant. He's from Texas. They have Nick Collison. He's from Kansas. Cole Aldridge. He's from Kansas. And now another guy, Perry Jones III from Baylor. Local guys that can add a lot to your team overall. I had a really strong feeling about this guy when he started falling, and he fell as low as he did. I felt very confident that Sam Presti was going to get this guy. I saw him and Clay Bennett at the OU Baylor game earlier this season, and I was really hoping that they were there kind of evaluating this guy, looking at him statistically, doing what he could do for this guy, and he did that. And obviously they watched him. They liked what they saw as much as I did. This is all going to help the Thunder. I'm very excited to see what we do in the offseason now. Additionally, I really don't think a lot of additions are going to be made. I think that Perry Jones III is about it, unless you can find another scorer. Because I honestly think that with the Bearded Hawk and with Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant and these guys, you don't want to change it all that much. And with the addition of PJ3, you don't have to. And the best thing about PJ3 is you did not have to trade for this guy. You drafted him. That's all but going to help. If they can find a guy, there's only one thing that they really need to do now, in my opinion, and this might be Perry Jones III in his own right, so he might be able to, but they've got to find somebody, whether it's Perry Jones III or Serge Ibaka ups his defense up a little bit. They've got to find someone that can stop a player like a Shane Battier, that can step out there behind the arc, that's a power forward, soft forward kind of a shooter, and make points happen. Other than that, this is what I wanted to happen. I am so happy that... Oh, I'm so happy. I was so happy earlier that I really didn't want to wake up my nephew, and so I had to kind of keep my loudness down to a minimum. But I'm happy with this, man. This is gonna be a great addition. And if you're just an NBA fan and you're not a college basketball fan, I guarantee you, by the end of it, you're going to love the game that Perry Jones III has. He has a lot of heart. He plays with a ton of heart. He's got offensive ability. He's got defensive ability. He rebounds. And the best thing, and I'm pretty sure that Sam Presti and these guys, particularly Coach Scott Brooks, likes this. He can make his free throws. Everybody loves a big man that can make good free throws, huh? Huh? We'll see if he really can on the big stage in the NBA. Well, until then, guys, or until we have another breakthrough of mass proportions, this is going to be the final one. This was our draft pick for the final time. Our one draft pick for the 2012 NBA draft, 6'11", 235 out of the University of Baylor, Perry Jones III. Thank you very much, and thunder up.